Welcome to Cody's Movie Cave, where we will be discovering or rediscovering the Indiana Jones franchise. I'm joined today by my sidekick, fellow movie aficionado,
Layson Reagan.
and we shall be exploring the Indiana Jones franchise. So, first off, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, directed by Steven Spielberg, has Harrison Ford in one of his most legendary roles to date as the famed adventurer and college professor. Part-time college professor, that is. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, summer hit, kind of the first real true deal summer blockbuster that sort of started the whole trend. Indiana Jones, he's in a race against time to find the Ark of the Covenant, which holds the Ten Commandments and all that good stuff. But he's in a race against the evil, book-burning Nazi morons. They're trying to find it for their dirtbag Fuhrer to help in the war effort and vanquish their enemies, because it has the power of God. But he's trying to find it. He gets into all sorts of shenanigans and danger ensues, such as Nazis, snakes and spiders. We don't like either. And he's joined on this adventure by his love interest, Marion Ravenwood, and his pal, Salah, I think is his name, who is an Egyptian digger that kind of helps him in Egypt. It was a big movie, big hit. It was a 1981 Best Picture nominee. I don't think it won, but it was nominated, which back then, you nominated good movies. I digress, but fun little fact is that Raiders of the Lost Ark originally was not going to have Harrison Ford, sadly. The original idea was for Tom Selleck to play Indy, but due to him filming Magnum P.I. at the time and under contract obligations, he was not able to step in and put the fedora on. So we got Harrison Ford, and the rest is movie history. Fun little fact, the scene where Indy comes across the flamboyant, sword-wielding, twirling bad guy, he was originally supposed to take his whip out and pop it and pull the sword out. But after numerous takes, apparently at the time Harrison Ford and the whole crew had the case of food poisoning, so he had the runs. He had the bubble gut, which is why he was sweating. In the movie he goes, he's hot, he's sweating profusely. But he told Steven Spielberg, he said, "Why can't I just shoot the sucker?" And literally that's what he said, and turned out to be a really great scene, cool scene. So instead of him doing some elaborate whip action, he just goes and shoots the sucker. So the movie was good. It was a massive hit for that year, to which sequels were inevitable, which means let's move right along to Temple of Doom. Came out, this time Harrison Ford is in India, and he's joined this time, instead of Marion, he's joined by, I can't remember her character's name, but she was played by Kate Capshaw, which was Steven Spielberg's wife at the time, I think. And he's joined also by Short Round, his little pint-sized sidekick, much to the size of my little pint-sized sidekick. Temple of Doom, he's in India. He winds up there by accident, rather plane crash type situation. But he's after the Stones of Sheba this time, another ancient relic that he's trying to get his hands on, and that was stolen from a village along with a lot of the children there by the Thuggee cult. So that's the bad guy this time, is the Thuggee, and which are a bunch of weirdos. So this movie had a lot of darker tones. It's more of a darker theme There's lots of supernatural elements, which kind of may be a little creepy for the young ones. Don't you agree? You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of creepiness in it, but it still works. It's still a good movie. I was actually able over the summer to see it and Raiders of the Lost Ark in theaters for my first time, and I gotta tell you, it was an experience. If you get a chance to, and they do the whole flashback cinema thing again, check them out. They usually do it around each summer of each year. So next year, check it out. You got to experience Indy on the big screen. Anyway, Temple of Doom, really good. I don't think it's as good as Raiders, but it holds up pretty well. I'll watch it from time to time, and it's really good. Now, moving even further along, we're going to The Last Crusade. That's right. This one felt more like a original sequel to Raiders to me, actually, because you got the same bad guys back again, the Nazis. So they're back, giving Indy some trouble. But this time, what's cool is we get sort of a family dynamic, which means we're introduced to Indy's dad, Henry Jones Sr., which is played by none other than James Bond himself, Sean Connery. Who's better to play Indy's dad than James Bond, right? Perfect. So yeah, there's a little bit of bickering between the two, which kind of makes the movie have some funny moments, which work. And this time he's after the Cup of Christ, the Holy Grail. That's right. He's after Jesus' cup, and so is the Nazis. But he's trying to beat them again, and he gets to beat a lot of Nazis, but this time. But the movie, what's interesting is the beginning part. We get to see a younger Indiana Jones, played by the late River Phoenix, who does a great job as playing the young Indy. We get to see how he gets his hat, we get to see how he gets his whip, and we also get to see how he got the chin scar. So, pretty cool there. Last Crusade is probably one of my favorites. It's not as good as Raiders, but it's right there pretty close. If I had to rate the Indy movies, it'd be Raiders, Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, and, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, whatever. So, yeah, Indiana Jones has been one of my favorite franchises. I grew up watching it, putting on, finding a hat around the house to put on, finding the whip, and then going outside and trying to swing from trees, and luckily I didn't break bones. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I grew up on it, got the mini, been watching them, we went and seen them. So what do you like about Indiana Jones the most? You can't think of anything?
I can't think of anything.
Well,
I mean, it's not my favorite movie, but it's good.
It's good. It's not your favorite, but it's good. Okay. Yeah, so not her favorite, but it's good. Anyway, so yeah, and a little bit of news is they're actually coming out with Indiana Jones 5, which will be out next year. Harrison's getting on up there in age, but from what I've heard of all accounts on set, is the man's a beast. So, with that said, I think we can expect another good one. There's going to be another family type dynamic, because I'm hearing that it's him and his goddaughter. So we won't be having to endure another Shia LaBeouf appearance, thank God. So yeah, there's that. It's coming out next year. So not really a whole lot known about it story-wise, but we can expect another big screen adventure from Indy himself. One of his sayings is, it's not the years, it's the mileage, sweetheart. And yeah, so he's got some mileage on him. Harrison Ford does. So, but here's hoping he can still crack the whip, still beat up some bad guys, and get the job done, and find the MacGuffin, as he's always after. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments. What's your favorite Indiana Jones movie? Is it Raiders? Is it Temple of Doom? Last Crusade? Might even be Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Hey, there's some good moments in that movie that works. Nuke in the Fridge was not one of them. Shia LaBeouf was not one of them. And but yeah, it was decent. But like I said, there's a lot of good movies in this franchise, and you can catch it sometimes on TV. I think it's on Paramount Plus, all the originals, but I don't believe it's streaming on anything else. You can buy it and rent it off of Amazon, Apple, Vudu. You know, I got all of them. I got all of them on digital. So good movie, and so yeah, check it out. As always, you know, as I always say, this is my opinion. You know what I say about opinions? They're like buttholes. Everybody's got one. Some of them stink.